YouTube, what's going on? Black Phoenix here, bringing you the YouTube viewer another YouTube video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down the Kansas City Chiefs playbook, one of the more popular playbooks in the game of Madden 16 this year. The Kansas City book is pretty popular this year for a variety of reasons. Mainly what you can do at a shotgun pistol. It's kind of like a nice balanced offense. Gives you a nice run game as well as a nice pass game and options to use your mobile QB or a dual threat quarterback if you so choose to have it. But that's also not too bad for a pocket passer. But like I said, more so the dual threat mobile QB is where you want to go with this book in terms of personnel. Halfback wise, you want to stay with the power back for the under center stuff. You want to go with the speed or receiving back for the shotgun stuff, and we'll show you why here later on in the breakdown why you want to do that. As far as the receivers go, you might want to go with the speed type of receivers, but you also probably want to have one or two receivers that have good route running and some of the routes that I'll mention later on in the playbook breakdowns. For your tight ends, you kind of want to mix of both, so that can block, one that can catch the rock, one that can do a little bit of both, so Delaney Walker, Travis Kelce, Gronkowski, things of that nature, or maybe a Heath Miller, or maybe like a Hartsock or something like that for the run game. But like I said, we'll be breaking that all down, why you need certain types here and there. Now, before I begin this actual breakdown, what I want to say is to thank you. It's a quick thank you because I have gotten feedback on my playbook breakdowns from various group of people saying, "Hey, Phoenix, you can do this. Hey, Phoenix, can you go over the audibles while you're going through it? Hey, Phoenix, if you see something interesting, can or interesting route, can you show us, what you would do or how you would actually do it on the playbook breakdown videos?" And I said, sure, why not? So as I go along, if I see something that interests me or see a route or see something that you can do, I'll go through it. I'll break it down what you can do against the defenses. Most likely it's going to be random defenses here. So if it's goal line, just throw it away. But if it's a man or zone kind of coverage, I'll show you what we can do just to add on value to these breakdowns. And once again, appreciate you guys for subbing to the channel. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to the channel. This is going to be your #1 source for playbook breakdowns here in the future. On that note, let's get started with the breakdown. Pen and pencils or pen and papers ready here. So starting out with Singleback jumbo pair, the only one that I really like out of here is Kansas City. Is the halfback plunge out of here. I'm not the big fan of the under center all motion runs. They just do not get the blocking for me at all. Same thing with counters or play actions. I just particularly try to avoid those as much as possible. Going to Singleback ace here. I like the PA Chief shot here. You can do a variety of things with this formation or with this play. So, for instance, I'm going to start from the 50-yard line to give some space just in case a play goes a certain way. Takes a long time to develop here. What I like to do sometimes is if you see maybe a 3-shell look or a 1 high safety look, you can either drag your tight end or Y over here or triangle on the PS4, or you can flat them if you think it's going to be more so like a zone coverage or if a 3-shell blitz or something like that. You can usually have the flats open. So for instance, here the flat doesn't react in time. I don't know if he was supposed to be in a flat or whatever, but you can just get that for a quick amount of yards here. Nothing too spectacular here. See here we see a linebacker coming to the line of scrimmage, play action. Actually, that was a bad throw. Don't do that. Actually, I hit the button too fast on that one. Let's do it one more time here. Play action. They're coming at us fast, and Alex Smith doesn't get rid of the ball in time. But like I said, you have another option is to drag the time. We have goal line here, or never mind, we did have goal line. And drags are usually good against the cover too. Just usually against zones, drags are just really, really killer. Get you some nice yards here and there. And also it's kind of like a quick hit against man-to-man covers, because against drags, man-to-man can't cover a tight end drag. So once again, just running it by you guys. And we didn't have anything open, so we'll throw it away. But that's just an example of things you could do. From the audible standpoint, you have a quick fade, which I don't really like at a Singleback ace. You have PA all go, a slam play, which is halfway decent, and quick slant. So probably Singleback ace is not as good as I'm accustomed to seeing in these regular playbooks here. But let's keep moving on, see if we see anything else in here. We have 0-1 Trap, which used to be pretty good. It's not so much anymore. You do have Z-Spot again, so a good cover 3 beater as we see up top. Once again, you can drag your tight end or you can slant your tight end. It depends on what you want to do. Your choice here. No pressure whatsoever. Snap the ball. You have the running back route. You have kind of like a mini levels concept going on with the corner route, the running back, and that drag here. We're just going to break this down real quick. Simple, easy zone killing plays here. So once again, you got the halfback here. You see the little mini level concept here. Boom. Here's read 1. Here's read 2. Here's read 3. And it's going to take a little bit of time for that corner route to open. And since this defender went a little bit farther back to defend the tight end here, we have our 2 reads down here. Boom and boom. We decided to go to the running back here. And then obviously get some few yards here. So nothing too spectacular. Just a quick zone beating play. It doesn't do too bad against man as well. Like I said, it's going to be tough to defend that drag by the tight end, especially if he has some speed on him. Halfback misdirection, off tackle, nothing too spectacular. Don't really like them too much out of Singleback Ace this year. Just not as effective. Ace twins, and once again, if you have looked at the Cardinals playbook, I mentioned that twins concepts are very hard to stop. With the luxury of Singleback aces that most blitzes these days don't really work too well under center if you block them. However, they are susceptible to edge pressure, so just be careful of that. X spot, smash, curl flats, stretch, and waggle. Also the verts cross, kind of what you see, sort of similar, but not really. The gun trips a little bit with the wire or the tight end doing a little bit of a drag, and then the other tight end on the left side doing a little bit of a crossing route. So I think that's a pretty good zone killing play as well. The trees doubles, everybody's favorite PA draw shot, but nobody really runs the other stuff that Kansas City kind of offers here. You have a PA slot out, which actually isn't too bad. KC goes drag. Let's see, the C spot, toss crack, inside cross, PA shot, and 0-1 trap and whip unders. Going back to Singleback Ace twins real quick, let's just take a look at the audibles. We have stick, dive, smash, and the PA FL stretch. So nothing too spectacular. I'm not a big fan of the audibles here as well. So maybe that's probably what you want to avoid here. Just under center audibles. The cheese doubles, if I can actually hit the random play here and it's not letting me. You have the inside zone, which is actually not too bad out of the under center stuff. The Kansas City Goals drag is actually not a bad play too. Once again, tough to beat against or tough to stop against zone. And even in man covers too, if you have a running back that has some speed or even a little bit of route running, this play is actually not that bad. So we just like run this here real quick. We didn't get time in the pocket. But you see real quick before I even got sacked, I'll just go over briefly on an instant replay. And that if you have some time here, this receiver over here gets open. And even the running back gets up because the defenders do a horrible job stopping him. You also, if you feel like you're feeling saucy about it, you can go after the tight end here in the seams. But once again, since we didn't get any kind of protection, we got sacked there. But it's just another thing. That's actually a really good audible. Let's see if we can do it again here. Same play. This time the tight end is wide open for a rat catch up the seams. I don't think you're going to get that type of thing often, though. So let's just run it one more time. See what we get here. So it's a little bit of a zone play. Tight ends is butt naked open where we decided to hit the running back here. And like I said, this is just a good solid play to mix in when you're running this book if you haven't looked at it already. So going to the final Singleback formation, which is wide trips. Nothing too spectacular. I like the zone read out of here. It's not too bad. You can get some good yards here. The Kansas City China. So basically it's kind of like your smash kind of concept here. Let's see. Comebacks, curls, and then the double China. Looking at the audibles real quick. Looks like you got the usual wide trip set. So you got stick, zone weak, 4 verts, and a PA read of some sort. So that's not too bad. That's okay. So overall, the Kansas City Singleback audibles are just meh. Nothing too spectacular. Looking at iForm here, you have 3 of them. You have Pro, Twins Flex, Tight. Out of Pro, PA Scissors is probably the best play out of all of them. Fullback Strong or Fullback Dive is always a pretty good option. Mesh is not too bad. This PA Misdirect Shot, I'm not the biggest fan of due to the fact that the left side route has like a double move and it's going to take too long. Even if you have good route running, that route just takes way too long. PA Motion Z Slide, I like and don't like at the same time. And what I mean by this is I like it for the fact that you kind of have like this end around route by Macklin here. What I don't like about it is you have this weird combination of routes between Kelsey and Sherman, and then you have this comeback route stacked by Wilson. So most likely what you probably will end up doing is try streaking Wilson, and then if you decide to run the playbook stock after that, um, most likely you're going to be hitting Macklin in the flats and then trying to turn up and rat catch it for some yards here. But I don't think it's a very good play just because, once again, the combination of routes. I mean, I guess technically if you really want to get saucy with it, you could get Kels on a streak and then do one of those kind of motions and hope your fullback gets open in time. But once again, that's depending on your fullback's route running, which fullbacks usually have terrible route running and separation anyway. So I would kind of avoid it real quick. And also checking out the audibles. I know we're like, this is way longer than I anticipated here. Inside zone, curls, PA scissors, and quick slants here. So nothing too spectacular out of this particular book and formation. Twins flex, PA misdirect shot, probably one of my favorite plays to run. It used to be called a PAY sail from just I-form twins without the flex in it. Let's see if we can run this. It's a very good zone killing play. I don't like, it's not as sharp as it used to be though. So the main thing I would probably do is you have two options here. You can either streak, slant, even though you have routes already going this way, or if you feel like you want to separate the zones and stretch them out even further, you can zig them in. But let's say, for instance, we wanted to streak Kelsey here, just let Macklin take 2 steps. Once again, you have a beautiful zone killing play in the flats by Sherman. If we do it again real quick, just a quick setup here, nothing too spectacular. Sherman is obviously in the flats, but if you want to get more yards, you have Macklin on a little bit of a weird C route there. So that's just ideas you can run. That's just PA misdirect shot, once again, out of I-4 Twins Flex in the Kansas City book. Very, very spectacular play in my mind. PA divide, another one that's pretty solid here. You have the halfback zone. You have the fullback dive strong, flanker curl, and halfback blast. And once again, remember what I said about Twins concepts this year. Very, very tough to stop here. Smash concept, a hitch corner, PA divide, if you really feel like it. You have halfback option routes and stuff like that. Once again, if it's in man, the running back will run an out route. If it's in zone, they'll sit right in the sweet spot of the zone for that option route. So moving on here, we got, I believe that's an I-form tight here. Nothing that I really am crazy about here. Halfback toss, mesh, PAY seam, halfback zone, fullback fake, and fullback dive. So let's just keep on moving out there. I don't think the autos are really too good out of there. Strong Pro, it used to be solid, not so much. The one thing that's really killer out of this is the fullback dive out of Strong Pro. If your opponent's not really expecting this, like a 3rd and 1, he's probably expecting like a toss or something. You hit them with a fullback dive, get a lot of yards. That's probably one of the more dangerous fullback dives in the game, especially one that's from a strong guy. You rarely see that, and then once again, you just get fantastic blocking to complement your running game that you're already doing. So audibles here: dive, goes wide, post, PA scissors, slant. So nothing too. Like I said, I'm not crazy about the audibles from Singleback for Kansas City. Tight pair, another one of those formations that are very hit and miss. Probably most people don't tend to run these. The only thing I can see you doing out of here is a PA slide play and maybe run it to like the open side of the field. Other than that, there really isn't too much that you can really do from here. Maybe PA fullback flat. If you streak Kels, you get like a little bit of a sail play or a sail concept going on. I don't like that, how it just doesn't seem sharp on that corner route at all. So just got to be careful. If this is a man-to-man coverage, it's probably going to be locked up because your tight end probably doesn't have the greatest route running. You're playing zone. You know, you got the flats open, and then once again, you got the corner route open. So I guess if you wanted to mix in some stuff, there you go. Other than that, PA spots, so once again, like a sail smash kind of concept, curl flat concept, curls, dive, slant. So one of those formations you mix in, maybe you call 1 or 2 times a game, but not really something you develop a scheme out of. Weak close, the opposite of strong close. It's pretty solid. I think they have this in the New England Patriots book and a couple other books as well. The only thing I would like out of here is the flanker drive. The power O isn't too bad. The halfback gut actually gets you some good yards and bench switch if you really know how to really, once again, create those sail kind of concepts on both sides of the field there. And what I mean is, if we actually have an audible for this, something you can do, something unique, you can have the tight end streak, you have the corner route, and then if you want to, you can have either a wheel route going, or if you really feel confident about yourself, you can either do one or two things. You can zig him, smoke screen him, or leave him on that wheel that was just previously on. And then once again, you have zone killers, man killers. Macklin unfortunately drops the ball there, but that's just once again another example of what you can do here. This is how I would set it up, how I would run things if I was running this book. Now, this is where your mobile QB or either your mobile QB or your dual threat quarterback comes into play, and it's in the pistol formations, mainly the read options. Once again, read options are very useful this year if you time them at the right particular time. Triple options have become a little bit more popular, but if the defense is sending blitzes like crazy or sending the whole entire sink, you might not get away with triple option or read options as much as you like. Pistol weak here. I like the stretch left here. The wide corner is not too bad. Once again, read option, power option, things are pretty okay in this book. The audibles, wide corner, PA boot, strong twins. You have double flares, zone, fade, smash, and boot to the left. And that's about it. And then we're going to get into one more formation that's pretty good out of pistol. And that is probably the most devastating pistol formation in the game, and that's pistol A, strong power, especially if you put your blocking tight ends or offensive linemen where the tight end spots should be, and blocking tight ends where the receivers are. It's kind of corny and kind of a cheeseball tactic, but unfortunately it works. And you also have PA shot, goes, tight end cross, 0-1 traps. Looking at the run audibles, halfback dive, corner post, and PA shot goes. So not really bad run audibles. You could probably do something like this where you can drag the tight end, have the tight end take the middle of the field, so that way your opponent is distracted, and most likely probably end up hitting the tight end for some yards. If the middle is open, obviously take the middle. Kels completes it, and then I guess worst comes to worst, you could chuck up the streak if you so choose, if you're that type of player. So let's get into the gun formations here. We're kind of up on 17 minutes. This is actually taking a lot longer to break down like audibles and stuff like that. More than I like, but that's okay. Like this is the first time doing all this. As you guys asked for, we're gonna provide for you. So the gun doubles, you have inside zone, Kansas City dry cell. So once again, wide cell kind of concept. Seize option, read option, PA read, double sluggo, which used to be good, but not anymore. Double moves routes take a lot of timing and practice, and sometimes just don't get open against certain type of coverages or even man to man. So probably not so much this year. Wide receiver corners are really good. 0-1 trap, Z spot, flanker drive. That's not too bad. Looking at audibles here, PA double stick, off tackle, slants. And these are not really good audibles from gun doubles, which is actually kind of disappointing. I was expecting a little bit more out of Kansas City audibles, but I can see why people don't really run the gun doubles as much in Kansas City this year. Wide trips, once again, inside zone, PA wide receiver in, the Kansas City slot cross, which actually isn't too bad, especially with this purple route by the running back. It's kind of like the four-verse route that you normally see from a running back. It's kind of like just a regular in. If the running back deems that it's time to go, he actually will run the route. Took a sack there just because to show you what the route can do. And you see the purple C, that's basically just checking to see if the linebacker is in zone, the running back goes, or man, or any kind of coverage. If he's not blitzing, then the running back goes. If he stays put, he will just simply block like he does right there. And then obviously you have some reads here. Kels on the drag, I believe. And I believe you have Avant and on these cross route. But what you could probably do out of here is, the main thing I'll probably do is just streak Macklin, so that way the zones stretch a little bit further. And then just obviously, throw a nice pass here, rat catch it to Avant. Simple, easy stuff that you can do. And also, too, this Avant route kind of breaks man a little bit. Not nearly as clean, but it's still an option as Alex Smith kind of sails that one for whatever reason, and Kels has to go up and get it. So all these audibles, you have four verts, PA wide receiver in, which is a very good play, stick, and that's about it from this particular formation here. Moving on, let's see, we have the wing deep offset, and this is probably one of the more tougher formations in the Kansas City book, and this is probably like more of the most underrated formations in the book as well because of the things you could do. PA post wheel with a double post, very, very tough to stop in zone coverage, very tough to stop in man coverage. You have the PAY flood, once again, excel concepts here. So once again, zone killer, outside zone, inside zone, PA shot play. It's just very, very tough. And I'm surprised people don't really run this nearly as much online, because I think in combinations with this other stuff that you're going to be seeing from this book, it would make Kansas City really an unstoppable offense. I wouldn't even say like unstoppable, but just very, very tough to defend, very, very tough to stop here. So, you know, you got a little bit of post route. If you have somebody that has better route running, obviously that helps. As somehow Wilson catches an aggressive catch out there, that was just a random shot. But I guess that's just part of Madden these days. And then once again, stick, inside zone, forwards, and then that PA zone shot, which I just ran. So nothing too spectacular, but still very good plays. Trips tight end, PA shot post, which is probably the most unstoppable play in this game for whatever reason. You have a good man beating or it just beats man, it beats zone. Just entirely tough to stop, and I don't like it on, especially if I'm facing it on defense a lot. Inside zone PA counter goals and the slot quick flat are probably where you want to go here. So vertical slot corner, inside zone, and that's it. So not bad, not bad, not bad. Well, I probably will do a next breakdown too. Just a quick side note: it's probably just go over the audibles instead of just breaking them down by formations. I feel like this is going to be quicker, so look out for that in the Browns playbook breakdown just at the start. The gun bunch week is probably one of the strongest suits as a Kansas City book. Divide is probably the play you want to come out in the most because of the audible spacing, base, verticals, PA post. If you come out and divide, you're going to be able to beat man, especially with this B route here with the sharp out route. You're going to be beating a lot of zone, especially if you know that, once again, drags kill zone. The sharp out route, they're not playing the cover 2, will beat any kind of cover 3, cover 4, or any deep blue. And then you have the crossing route by Avant that will beat pretty much zone. If you have a high route runner or a high speed wide receiver, then it'll definitely beat some man, because man-to-man won't be able to keep up with it unless they have a corner that can actually have the same speed, if not greater than your receiver. Snug's flip, bench swap is probably one of the best plays to come out in. Drive trail is not too bad either, very good. Once again, sail concept here. And you also have a trail concept here from the running back, and I believe that's the outside right receiver here. Mesh, once again, it can go either way. You can sail it, you can mesh it, you can do whatever. You just gotta get creative with your hot routes here. Gun trips Y flex tight, PA shot, or excuse me, PA cross shot, inside zone. PA fork is actually not that bad. This is probably one of my favorite plays to run. I'm not the biggest fan of the double move by the tight end, but this B route, I call these routes like candy cane routes, because they're not simple out routes, which would obviously be locked up by man-to-man coverage. Actually, this route beats man-to-man coverage more than you think, just because of just the way the route runs. And I'll show you here, it's going to be against zone, unfortunately. But you see how he kind of takes that step and then kind of loops around a little bit. And well, I'll show you against man-to-man coverage too, just to illustrate a point here. Let me see, that was what, Y trips tight here, PA fork. And let's see if we can find like a nickel cover 2 man here. And what I'm just going to move Avant and move Wilson out the way, so that way they're not interfering with what I'm trying to show you here. Once again, if you have a good route runner, and Macklin's pretty decent at route running, so this should be okay. It just beats man all the time. You see how that corner just gets, that's a linebacker, but you see how the defender just in general just gets toasted by that route. I believe corners do the same thing too, but take a look at what happens here. Once again, paying attention to Macklin's route. And you just see that move. For whatever reason, it just confuses the CPU, and he's just wide open. It's a great man-to-man beater, especially if you know they're playing a lot of quarters, 2-man, dime press, and things like that. Let me see if I can get a better set and actually see if it works the same exact way with the corner this time instead of a linebacker. Because obviously, if there's a linebacker out there, you can obviously beat it. Once again, same setup here. You're just paying attention to Macklin's route. And once again, even with a corner, or even if that's a safety corner, whatever, defensive back, he's still out there making them look silly because of this candy cane route. Once again, just beats man. Beats man. So I don't know if it's really unbumpable. Let me see. I think it is bumpable, unfortunately. That time he didn't press there, but you see what I mean there. Just very, very tough to stop if your opponent's running a lot of man to man here. Another thing that would kill man is this PA cross shot, 4 verticals, inside zone stick. So if your opponent's really running a lot of zone, I would come out in verticals because of the drag by a tight end. If your opponent's running a lot of man, I would hit him with this particular play or this PA cross shot. And basically say pick your poison. I'm either going to hit Macklin on this route on the candy canes, or I'm going to give you the tight end sharp out route here, which once again just simply showing this, throw it against man. Don't throw it against cover 2. But any other deep route like cover 3, cover 4, that's probably where you want to go there. So that formation in itself is very, very tough to stop here. Let's see, tray open. Another one of those formations that are just very tough to stop on defense. Kansas City corner. I do like the little seam kind of concept on the right side of the field. If your opponent's running a lot of cover 3, you probably hit the tight end. And then if your opponent's running a lot of zone, you got some options, with the end route, slant, drag, whatever you feel. Kansas City drive, another one of those good zone beating plays. Not a big fan of the Kansas City cross personally. And it's because the play out kind of is deceiving to me. And it just doesn't, you get kind of separation against man, but it's not enough to where it warrants use in my mind. It's audibles here, verticals, Kansas City. Actually, this is an audible, so that's actually kind of funny to me. I feel like in zone, maybe it's a little bit more effective, but even still, it's just not as good as it should be. So I probably would avoid running this play. So let's see what else they have out of the tray open set real quick. Smash, obviously it's a good play, read option. Kansas City inside dig, comebacks. See, we got a strong flood here. So not too bad out of here. If you come out inside the zone and then you mess with your audibles and high routes and stuff like that, that's where you can have some success. Empty Chiefs, this formation is by far probably, I'm not sure if it's either people don't like this formation or it's just not effective. I haven't found out what the answer to this particular formation is, because I don't really see people run it. Even last year, I never seen anybody run it. But I think it's actually not that bad, to be honest. You do have a little bit of a stick concept, stick and nod, deep post, and then the fork. Once again, you have the candy cane route by Vaughn here. So they really try to press or go man-to-man against you. As Alex Smith throws a horrible pass. I don't know what that was, but you have that option. Also, you kind of have a little bit of ace post concept if you call stick. Put your running back in the flat here. So you have a post, and then you have the stick concept on the right. So if they give you the flats over here, boom, you take the flats and you get out of bounds and you take your yards and live another day. However, if they're playing a lot of man-to-man, you might be able to hit that post with some success. Not a lot, but some. And then also, if they're playing a lot of man-to-man, your that stick option route is going to go to an out route. So, like I said, surprised I don't see a lot of more people run it here. Once again, flats are open. Just giving you an example. Just something you could do, and maybe it's because you don't have any blocking. If they send some heaters at your way, then you don't really have that blocking that you would like. But I've seen other people say they love this formation, or very few people say they love this formation. So just another thing to think about here. Gun empty tray, double slot cross is probably the only one I come out in, and same thing with corner strike. And then bunch squad is probably one of the better formations in the game, period. Bunch trail, stick, tight end angle, and spot, and inside post, and drag under are probably what you want to go. So you also have an option for Wildcat if you so choose. And this is becoming on 30 minutes here. So that's pretty much it for the breakdown. Once again, hopefully this was a better job explaining how good the Kansas City Chiefs playbook is. Hopefully, I gave you some things to think about as you're running the offense, some things to consider and implementing into your game, whether it be the run game, pass game, things of that nature to help you take your game to the next level. So, on that note, guys, thank you for watching the video. I will see you guys in the next breakdown, which will be the Cleveland Browns. And I'm out. 5Gs, y'all. Peace.